Hey guys, if there's one thing in the world I know, it's destroying K9 Vanquish. At my YCS victory at Vancouver, 10 of my 15 rounds were against K9 Vanquish, and I 10-0'd all of them. I won rather quickly because I know exactly when to stop them. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly where to stop them and how to hand trap. This is not your typical, oh, you know, Baylor Rosin. No f***ing shit. This is an advanced video specifically when to do other iterations and interactions against specific hands and situations that they might have. When do you interact with the Ripper? Obviously, Ripper can take two hand traps. When do you Fualos? You do it in draw phase to play around Stake Your Soul and Ash, but it'll turn on Izuna. There's so many facts here to explain to you guys. It'll be jam-packed. 20 minutes of absolute YCS winning knowledge. If you're new to the format, welcome. This is actually the best format we've had in fucking years. One of the best. This is a golden age of Yu-Gi-Oh! We're about to enter. People are going to look back at this format years from now and want to play this format. Extremely fresh format. All three decks are awesome and viable and extremely fun to play and inexpensive. So welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're new, and if you are already amazing at Yu-Gi-Oh! There's going to be some great stuff you can learn here. You can always learn from something. There's someone that knows something that you don't in the world. Even me, I learn all the time. So let's get straight into this video. Before we do, if you really want to master Yummy, which is the deck I won the YCS with, the YCS winning deck is you remove Purge and Perulia. The deck's about $100. If you want to learn how to use the $100, I have a $40 masterclass, 7 hours of coaching on how to play the deck, 12-page booklet on how to play the deck, and on top of that, it gets updated for free every ban list and when Dude comes out when we get Marshmallow. Highly recommend it if you're looking to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively and play a lot. However, if you're just a casual and not looking to play too often, I wouldn't recommend purchasing my masterclass because you will get a great ROI on it if you're going to events every week. But if you're not going to events and you can't get money back, you know, there's no sense to get it. You don't really get money back for it. I only recommend my masterclass if you're looking to go to locals every week because you're gonna get your money back after one fucking locals. There's some great shit on there. So with that being said, let's get straight into this video. It's gonna be jam-packed with knowledge. I picked out a pretty average, probably good, like this is, I'd say, better than average hand for this deck. Yes, I know people don't like dueling book, but it's just the easiest way to show all these tips. So stick with me through the dueling book. There's a lot of great stuff for you guys to learn in this video. For starters, you have a good hand going second. You know, you can literally, like this going second, this hand's absolutely busted. You can resolve Holisu, Nib, and Ash going second with the starter. But we're going to use this situation when this hand's going first. Let's say you're going first. Very typical hand here. I would say you'd want to normal the Mad Love because you don't want to reveal Holisu right away. And on top of that, it'll play through a few interrupts here. So let's say, for example, you know, you can normal Mad Love if you want, but let's just say that this decision you want to do first is Holisu. Declare Holisu, revealing Mad Love. All right, let's just say you do that. Now, there's two ways you could do this. You could Fualos right now. This is the number one tip. You declare Holisu, your opponent has Fualos. So you can view it in the inverse, you being the player with Fualos or the other way around. There's only one correct time to Fualos, and it's on declare of Holisu, not when Holisu gets summoned. If you wait for, let's say, like Holisu has an effect that says special from deck, right? Obviously, that's a good time for you to use Fualos because you're going to get value from it. That makes sense? Like, why would he summon Holisu if there's no attribute? So if you wait for the Fualos, where you go declare effect Holisu, declare Mad Love Ash, and then you chain Fualos, that way you can chain it to the effect that specials from deck, which is what normal Yu-Gi-Oh players do. The opponent could literally just fucking use Ash. You guys see that? You could just use Ash. So the only time to use Fualos against this deck, there's a few situations, but if they reveal Holisu, you must drop the Fualos immediately on the effect of Holisu in hand. Mandatory. Because if you don't do that, look at this. Obviously, they're gonna be forced to Ash Blossom it because they're gonna summon a bunch from deck, right? So if you use Ash Blossom now on the Fualos, Holisu can no longer resolve. There's no fire in the hand. You need to drop your Charmies immediately against this deck because they cannot use Ash Blossom as a fire attribute, which is the hardest attribute for the deck to get. That's a crazy tip that won me a whole game at the YC. I knew this shit since time because I played this deck against it for a while. But that's when you must Fualos, not on the effect of Holisu. This shit will lose you games. It will lose you games. In fact, it lost me and Christian Reina together. We're a team in Jib's $2,000 tournament. We didn't drop Fualos on the fact we got greedy. We're like, oh, we want draws. And it made the Ash be an attribute. You got to learn from your mistakes like I did with that. You cannot do that. You have to always Fualos on the effect of Holisu in hand. Do you guys understand that? That is crazy knowledge for you guys. You guys have to understand that. This is why this hand right here is considered a broken hand for this deck. This is considered a broken hand for this deck. This deck bricks like crazy. You want to make it difficult for them because your Fualos is drawing even more hand traps. Because do you want to know what happens now? The Holisu, if you chain Fualos, they have no choice. They have to let it resolve. They have to if they don't Ash the Fualos right now, they lose the game. They are forced to Ash. However, because there's fire and dark and there's no other way to Rosin, they can't Ash. They're just forced now to not do it. They might let it go, but they're like, fuck, they know they're gonna draw a lot. They might Ash it and have no fires. You want them to Ash the Fualos right now. But let's say they don't. Your Fualos resolve. So now no matter what happens in this combo, combo, you're gonna draw multiple times. Obviously, you're drawing multiple hand traps. Let's say they do decide many times in the situation that my opponent has ashed it, hoping that they're thinking, you know what, the Mad Love will resolve. I'll get Rosin. I'll be able to resolve Mad Love anyways. So they'll ash the Fualos in that situation. They'll normal Mad Love, activate Mad Love effect to search the field spell. And then that's why hand traps are so broken in this format, and why you idiots are playing board breakers are just playing a shit deck. Vanquish Soul already has a tough time playing. By you hand trapping them to oblivion, they have an absurdly hard time of playing. So they wasted their fire on Fualos, they normal Mad Love, and that's where you drop the Veiler or Imperm or Purge. These cards that must be in everyone's deck in Yum. So you just hand trap them now a second time. Now look at the hand. What the fuck could they do? This is a zero interruption hand. They have no other play. There's no other line. They're pass. You get what I'm saying? This is how you must interact with the deck. It's fucking so easy. Even if they had another, let's say they had Azuna. Most Yummy hands have 3 hand traps. Even if they summon Azuna, they make a rank 5, you Imperm the Ripper. Kick rocks, bro. They end on 0 interrupts. Pass. You auto win the game. So the Fualos is absolutely mandatory on the draw, because if you waited, let's say you waited for the Fualos, the game's over. You lost. If you waited for the effect to chain to it, you know, people would wait, be like, oh, Requiem effect chain to Requiem. It's a very common thing. You want to wait for that. Not against VS. You want to get the Ash out of there. Now let's have another situation occur. So I hope you guys really captured that, because that is the difference of winning and losing. If you like a little play like that, if you wait to chain Fualos to the effect of Holy Suit, you might lose the duel if they have a fire. Like if Ash is only fire, keep in mind this deck lacks fire. You lost. Always do that. Increase your win rate as high as humanly possible by doing that. Now let's say you have the argument. Now could be there's another argument for Fualos and draw phase. I'll explain. I sometimes I vibe. Sometimes I do it in standby. Sometimes I don't. So let's say you have Fualos in your hand. Okay, let's do it inverse now. Let's say the play is Holy Suit. By dropping Fualo, I always drop Perulia in standby phase. Even if it triggers Azuna, I don't give a fuck. I want to draw 5 times with Perulia. Now Fualos works in different ways. If they go Stake Your Soul Ash Blossom, and Ash Blossom is their only fire, and they do that in main phase, you're gonna feel very bad that you didn't Fualos and draw phase. You guys catch that? You're playing. There's 3 cards that you can benefit from dropping Fualos in the standby, and there's 3 cards that will hurt you by dropping Fualos in standby. If you go Stake Your Soul, reveal Ash Blossom. Wait, this is 6 cards. Put this back. If you go Stake Your Soul, reveal Ash Blossom, they bring out Rosin, and you go chain Fualos, they'll just chain Ash. So it makes the Fualos shit with Stake Your Soul. However, if they don't have Stake Your Soul and instead they have the Azuna, let's say they have Azuna instead. If you go and no Ash Blossom, just as an example here, even with the Ash Blossom, whatever. Play extra in your decks, by the way, guys. It's the best way to play K9 VS. I'm gonna release my K9 VS list soon to save you guys. You K9 brick shitters out there in the world. If you go Fualos in standby, yes, it triggers Azuna. Okay, I understand. It triggers Azuna. Big fucking deal. Guess what, guys? If your deck has 20 hand traps, you're gonna trigger Azuna anyway. There's no world Azuna doesn't get triggered. You have 20 fucking hand traps. So if you Fualos in standby, the play around the Stake Your Soul Ash Blossom play. All right, now that they get Azuna right away. All right, but guess what that means? That means you're drawing cards at Fua. Even if they Ash it, like you're gonna trigger Azuna anyway. The only time where you'll get punished is when their only play is Azuna, which might happen sometimes. You need it. It will trigger sometimes, you know. Sometimes Izuna will be their only play because they brick. This deck bricks like crazy. But if they're also sometimes their only fire will be Ash, and they draw Stake Your Soul. So I am dropping Fualos sometimes in standby, sometimes not. I vibe. I actually vibe. It depends on my hand. If I only have Trap Impermanent Purge in my hand, I wait for it. I do not Fualos in standby phase because it might be Stake Your Soul. Typically I like to wait with Fualos for them to reveal Holy Su in hand first, and then I do it when it's in hand, not when it's on the field. So that's a play as well. Next, if they're playing a good version of this deck, there's another hand trap point where you guys have to really make your decision on how you want to play this deck. 1 Borger, 1 Valius is the only cards that affect from the hand. This is not old Vanquish Soul with 3 Borger. This is an advanced version of Vanquish Soul. So let's say your opponent normal summons Rosin. Every Vanquish Soul opponent will be faced with this choice, okay? Your Borger or Valius, one of these is in your hand, okay? Pretty typical hand here. Normal summon Rosin, whatever. Okay, normal Rosin. You don't know what's in my 4-card hand. Do you Veiler or Imperm the Rosin? I'll tell you the correct answer. All right, if you have Purge or Ash, use Purge or Ash. If you have, might as well be safe, right? However, if you only have Veiler or Imperm, do not second guess Veiler or Imperming Rosin. You Veiler or Imperm the Rosin immediately. You don't even second guess or blink. If you have Ash or Purge, use that. You might as well be safe. You must Veiler or Imperm the Rosin regardless of Borger or Veiler. Would you Veiler or Imperm Dormouse? Would you Veiler or Imperm Malice Dormouse? The question is, the answer is obvious. Obviously, you would Veiler or Imperm Dormouse. If you don't Veiler or Imperm Dormouse, what the heck are you doing? Like if you have Veiler or Imperm. Obviously, you would Veiler or Imperm Dormouse. The opponent has as many ways to dodge Rosin as Dormouse has Malice traps to dodge Dormouse. If you would Veiler or Imperm a Malice normal summon, you would do the same fucking shit with Rosin because there's just as many traps as there is Borgers or Valiuses. Do you understand? Just how there was MTP and TB11 back with old Malice with 9 normal summons, you would do the exact same shit with this. You would do it on summon. I don't even second guess. Veiler or Imperm imperm Rosin immediately. If you decide to hold your Veiler or imperm, you lost the game. If one Rosin resolves, that shit's over for you. You lose. Don't even think about Veiler or imperming. Don't even think about Veiler imperming the Link 1. That doesn't do shit. If Rosin resolves, it's over. Rosin resolves in this hand right now. Grab Holly Suit. You have everything you need. Even if you, let's say you Veiler or imperm the rock. Sure. Next turn, they're resolving 10 interruptions against you. You lost the game. Always Veiler imperm Rosin on summon, because right now there is no Holly Suit and you got a shot. Right now, even like the hand's good, you're gonna win. Keep in mind, you're gonna have 3 hand traps. So let's say you imperm it, okay? They go into rock next. Fact, special mad love effect will get the field spell, Ghost Ogre, okay? You don't play around these one-up fucking random shitters. They're not in the deck. It's like the Malice traps. Are you gonna play around Malice traps? Mathematically, you never play around these. So you Ghost Ogre. You have 3 hand traps in your hand. Oh, it triggers Azuna. Nice. All right, Azuna, summon this. You're gonna go summon this dude. All right, Ghost spell. Okay, pass. The opponent now ends on effectively 0 interruptions. Well, the 1 interruption Nibiru. The way you defeat K9 VS is with hand trap. I've done this 10 straight matches, 13 straight matches, 10 of the 15 against this deck. You need to 1-for-1 trade for these cards. You need to remove all the hand traps. So you need to remove all their attributes by stopping the hand traps. With your hand traps, remove all their cards 1-for-1. Because does it look like they have any attributes right now? They have 0 attributes. On the opponent's turn, when you add back Rosin, is doing jack shit for you. This is doing nothing. Effectively 0. They have 0 interrupts but nib. So even yummy players don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh whatsoever. I seriously recommend the masterclass for you guys. Like, you guys are spending $1,000 to go to YCS Vancouver and you guys are absolute dog shit with your deck that's worth $100. Invest in a $40 class and you'll get more money playing locals, bro, for free, just by getting free boxes with this knowledge. Look at this, bro. This is after the add back Rosin. The only interruption is nib. There's an anti-Nibiru $10,000 damage OTK line with Yummy easily with whatever hand you open. You play on the nib, you force battle phase by having multiple monsters on board, and surprise, they're gonna immediately nib and then you just kill them. You destroy this deck. Always play to destroy them. Or you can even do 4 summons, destroy everything on board with 4 summons, and you're gonna have 8 interruptions of Yummy. What the fuck's one Rosin gonna do to that? GG. Game's over. There's a few other stuff I like to explain. Those are all the most important aspects. Always hand trap the Holly Suit in the hand. Sorry, Fualos the Holly Suit in hand. If you have Fualos, always drop Holly Suit in hand, because if Ash was the fire that they're revealing, your Fualos was for nothing. Always do it in hand. Your call, always drop his time. Always stand by Perulia, and in standby if you have Fualos, you can make the decision if you like to drop it in standby to play more around Stake Your Soul or play more around Azuna. It depends on the hand traps that you have in hand. If you have Imperm and Purge and you have no real way to, or let's say they lose to 1 hand trap and you have a way to not trigger Azuna, it's better to save Fualos for main phase. If you have 4 monster hand traps, drop Fualos in standby. Seriously, you'll love it, because if the only hand trap they have, if the only fire they have is Ash Blossom, they're literally gonna choose to allow Fualos to resolve, which is what you want. If they go Stake Your Soul, reveal Ash Blossom, and you go Fualos and then chain Ash, you're gonna feel so bad, like you just lost the game. Next, always Rosin. These are all tips for you guys. YC's winning tips. If they go normal Rosin, this is another perfect example. Normal Rosin. If you don't Veiler Imperm this hand, this random hand I just shuffled my hand and showed you right now. If you don't Veiler Imperm this and this resolves, you lost the duel. There's no other time to Veiler Imperm. You better have the Borg or Velius, even though they're one-ofs. This deck already has a tough enough time drawing Rosin. You're just putting them on like they better fucking have it. You have to Veiler Imperm this on summon. It's already difficult for this deck to play well. Make it harder for them. Make it harder for them. Put it on you better have it when you're already like they already brick and you already have 4 hand traps in hand. They better have it. Even if they have the Borger or Velius, there's so many tricks. Let's say you have Ogre and Veiler. Activate Ghost Ogre on Rosin. I've done this shit all the time. Activate Ghost Ogre on Rosin. Don't say response. Are you saying response? Obviously that means you have another fucking Veiler. Just go Ogre the Rosin. Good. And then they're gonna be like, they're gonna chain the Borger so Rosin doesn't leave the board. Then you chain Veiler. There's a lot of good tricks like this. Okay. Don't make it so obvious you have Ogre Veiler. You know, like at that point you might as well show your opponent your hand. If you're telegraphing everything in your hand, don't be an idiot. Don't do that. Play smart. Don't reveal anything in your hand. Like don't be like you're trying to let your opponents win like that. You have like there's certain mannerisms that people do that give off what they have. If it's like Called by the Grave of Fua. For example, let's say I have Called by the Grave and my opponent has double Fualos. Okay. Obviously this won't work if the opponent is good. But let's say I activate Stake Your Soul, for example, and the opponent goes, activate Fualos. Is that good? I have something else. I might have something else. That's fucking obvious. You have 2 Fualos. Don't telegraph your fucking plays. If you have double Fualos and the opponent has Stake Your Soul, you go like I could be like the first Fualos is good. You activate second Fualos, I'll chain Called by. Both are negated now. Don't be an idiot. If that's the situation you're in, activate the Fualos, and let's say you have a double Fualos, just activate the Fualos and don't say anything. Give your opponent a chance to respond to the Fualos. You don't have to telegraph what you have. Give your opponent a chance. Your opponent has all the right in the world to think if they like to respond. Your opponent will say Fualos is good. All right, I'll chain another Fualos. That way you can resolve. Don't telegraph your plays. These mannerisms are very like important. This is why I want to do more POV real duels. You guys can see my mannerisms as I play. You don't want to telegraph what you have. So in this situation, Rosin, Veiler. What the fuck are you gonna do? The game's over. You just lost the do. Look at that. Look, this is the most typical hand. This is why it baffles me. People don't want to play pot. When I release my K9 VS deck to save the world from K9 bricking and VS bricking, it'll save you guys from Yu-Gi-Oh purgatory. Plus, like this deck needs pot. Look at my hand. This deck loses to one Veiler, one Imperm right now. The duel's over. And you're telling me that you want to play board breakers? You're telling me you want to play board breaker. Well, I'm just showing you. No one even plays pots. So this pot would have been another brick. You lost the duel to one Veiler Imperm. And you're telling me you want to play board breakers? You're an idiot. This hand right now loses to any hand trap ever created in Yu-Gi-Oh history. But you want to play board breakers. Crazy, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. This deck already bricks. Why the fuck would you want to make it easier for them? Like they already brick. So why don't you just make it harder for them? Hand trap them into oblivion. So those are the 3 tips. The main tips. There's a few other situations I'd like you to know about playing against it. Lupus is actually a very good hand trap. It's not a brick hand trap. Let's say you lose the roll. Let's say you're going second with this hand. Whether Fualos gets ashed or not. Let's say you're playing against Yum. Yummy's a bad example. Let's say you're playing against Draco Tail. Let's say the Fualos does get ashed. All right. They're playing, they're doing some stuff. At the very end, you're going to summon Lupus because they act like they use 5 mana, whatever. And you're going to use the Lupus effect and you're going to summon Typhon against Draco Tail. Typhon, this cannot get targeted right now. You cannot target it with the trap card because Lupus is underneath. You could summon Lupus, Typhon with Lupus. Lupus is a hand trap. And if they activate an effect, draw. Literally just enter battle. Don't even say another word. Don't extrav. Actually, you could no. Don't even. You could extrav, I guess. No, save it prosperity. Prosperity is better. Enter battle. Attack their monster. Nothing can be targeted. Every interruption they have is gone. GG. All their interruptions are gone. Main phase 2, you win. Then you go to prosperity first, potentially trigger the Holly Suit before the Rosin if you get it dark, and then you win the game. So that's how to properly play against this deck. Lots of tips, man. I'm gonna release a K9 VS Masterclass. Like there's so much stuff people don't know. Like you gotta play all these pots. I don't even care if I draw spells. I don't give a fuck if I draw multiple extravs like this. I don't care. Because this is giving me 2 draws, which is giving me Stake Your Soul, which is winning, right? Like you just absolutely need to. I'll release my version of this in the future. There's just so many tips. Another huge tip with this deck is be careful of the Mad Love. Mad Love on the field of the bounce effect. Remember, Mad Love has 2 effects. Okay, so let's say you get hand trapped. Oh, man, look at this. This deck breaks like crazy. Like you literally need to play all the pots. Like without pots or spells in my hand, I feel this deck's incomplete. But one big tip with this is on how to defeat Mad Love is the Dark and Earth effect, first or second. It's non-targeting. Use that to your advantage. Cup C 1600 defense, right, guys? Well, this is conveniently 15. This is conveniently 15. So use that to your advantage. If there are situations where, let's say it's simplified game states, I don't know, not simplified game states, but let's say it's near the end of all their interruptions. The last interruption is Mad Love. Your play is summon Cup C, and to Cup C's effect, I don't know, they go Mad Love. Well, chain a surprise in your hand, or let's say the 2 Mad Loves, or Cup C might be Cup C's a bad example. Let's say you have surprise in your hand. This is a better way to say it. Like you normal cookie or something. I don't know. Or you have the Link 1. You have the Link 1 in the field. Whatever. They decide to Mad Love. If you could chain a surprise to either bounce your cookie or lollipop off the field, so they have to bounce their own Valius, but in return you could like get rid of a trap card or something like that. Or if you could activate surprise to or you chain Link 1 to get rid of the cookie to summon Cup C Synchro 22. Well, this doesn't target. So if you chain your Link 1 chain your Link 1 in the cookie to bring out 2200 Cup C. All right, now they're gonna have to bounce their own fucking card. That makes it even easier for you to OTK now. So try to use this non-target to your advantage by either bouncing with surprise already to get a double effect off and just summon cookie back later anyways, or even better, use the Link 1 quick synchro to get rid of your monster with low attack defense, like for example lollipop or cookie, and then they'll be forced to bounce their own card and it'll be even easier for you to OTK. That's another small trick. Next is the Rosin and Mad Love. They cannot use these. This is pretty obvious. Those 4 are not as obvious, but this one is they cannot use both effects of Rosin or Mad Love in the same chain. So feel free to use cards. Let's say they turn 0 Holly Suit. Feel free to Ghost Ogre the Rosin when they add, because that means that they won't be able to pop. This deck could play around 1 pop very easy, but playing around turn 0 Holly Suit with Rosin and Caesar both resolving from turn 0 Holly Suit is difficult. One is easy. So feel free to Ghost Ogre the Rosin on the ad, because if you Ghost Ogre the Rosin, or if you Ghost Ogre the Rosin, they can't use the second effect. That's a big one. Next is, again, Rosin actually needs to be on the field to resolve. So if you use Rosin effect randomly to pop everything in the column, and let's say you use Surprise to just bounce Rosin as an example in chain, Rosin is no longer in any column. Hence, it doesn't even get rid of the column it was in, because it's no longer on the field. This is older Vanquish Soul knowledge that is actually extremely important, because there will be simplified game states of that. Another tip here, do not forget Jiaolong's first effect, okay? Obviously, VS will never have this many cards in hand because it's a garbage deck for now until I save it and save you guys. Let's say you use Cookie, you bounced it, do not forget, okay? Yeah, this is a good example. One sec. Let me get a dark here. Okay. Simplified game state. You're playing Yummy. You used a lot of your interruptions. You're about to book both of these after you Veiled Mad Love or something. Okay. So before on the effect, on resolution, you already use Borg or whatever. You want to trigger the Jiaolong, right? You go Mad Love Dark just to reveal a dark. Right? Your reveal shifter just to make just to actually trigger the effect. Now you book. So Jiaolong in the new chain could trigger because you reveal the card to activate a Vanquish Soul effect. And now you can just Jiaolong, reveal fire, turn your face down defense monster in face up attack. Why is this important? Jiaolong's a 5. Potentially you might have booked a Holisu. So if you decide to book the Holisu and Mad Love, always be careful of Jiaolong reveal fire, because in that situation, because you just reveal the dark to trigger Mad Love, special this, reveal fire, flip back up the Holisu. So don't play yourself with, do not forget the Jiaolong effect. First effect, a lot of people do, because then that gives them a rank 5, which gives them all their K9 plays, which if they're on the brick deck, they could end up OTKing you if you allow that as your last interruption. So do not forget Jiaolong's first effect. This is how to defeat it. You must know everything in the hand. Overall, the biggest tip I would give in this deck is trade 1-for-1 with hand traps with this deck. It's all fake advantage. Even if they end up with all these cards in the field, Ripper doesn't do jack shit against Yummy by itself. Feel free to save your Imperm for Ripper. It's the best card to Imperm. So if you're deciding between Imperm and Veiler on cards, try to save Imperm on Ripper. Like let's say you have Ash, Purge, Veiler on the, like obviously you use those on the Rosin, but specifically Imperm on Ripper or Purge on Ripper, because the traps are traps. So you're not, like Imperm's better because it won't trigger the second effect of Ripper, which negates a hand trap. And when you start trading 1-for-1 with the hand traps, Rosin can't resolve. Like there's less 5s to resolve. There's less attributes. The deck performs very poorly when it goes in hand trap battles because it needs cards in hand. This is why another reason board breakers are dog shit. Oh my god, I still can't believe people actually thought board breakers were good. So this is all a bunch of tips. There's so many more tips, but I'm going to save that for a future video. I don't want this to be a yap fest of me just talking about the deck. Take everything I said in the video. It's not common knowledge. Use a bunch of them. There's even more tricks that I'll explain in future videos. I'm actually going to do a K9 VS masterclass. We have a whole month before Marshmallow comes out, and I want to teach you guys how to play this deck as well. I think K9 VS is a great deck when built correctly, but it's a fucking brick fest right now. So I do have builds that make it not brick, but I'll go into that in a future video. Hope you guys enjoy this video, how to destroy this deck. Let me know if you guys want to see more K9 VS, because I have tested this deck dramatically a lot, and I think it could be built properly to actually destroy Yummy if built correctly. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys next video. Check out the Yummy masterclass down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.